My intuition is telling me there'll be better days.
Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing out there today? This is Mama T with Mama Talk. I'm just getting off of work. You know, I gotta go home, cook dinner, bathe the kids, you know, do all those fun mommy and wife things that we have to do at the end of the day. But before I do all of that, I just wanted to come by and stop and talk to y'all for a little bit about co-parenting. This is my first subject for my first video, is co-parenting. And I know you thinking like, Mama T, how do you co-parent? You married and you ain't got to worry about co-parenting with your husband because y'all still together and we have to co-parent. It's a such thing. Because I was raised by a single woman, so I just assumed that I had to do everything and I had to carry all the load, and my husband, all he had to do was just watch the kids every now and then. And no, that had to stop immediately. And I learned my lesson quickly. We co-parent. We sure do. There's different things that he does. He has different responsibilities than I have. And we split a lot of things in half. Gender roles do not exist in our house. Other than taking out the trash. That's one thing I ain't doing. But other than that, we co-parent. If he's washing the dishes and cooking dinner, then I'm bathing the kids and getting them ready for bed and playing with them and all the other stuff that, you know, comes with taking care of our household. And you know, sometimes people may think that, oh, I have it easy or it's not as difficult, but it is. You know, it's just learning to balance more so than it would be for a single woman. I mean, you may have the kids majority of the time, and your other, well, not your other half, but the other parents may not have them as much. So you know, it's hard as a co-parent. But it's just as hard as it is for me as well, because I do have to lighten the load on myself and let my husband be who he is, be the father, be the head of the household. You know, for example, one time my son, he fell and bumped his head, right? And he had this big old knot in his head, and I ran to him. Oh, mommy wanted to get him, you know, because he was breastfed, and I'm like, oh, I need to get my baby, put him on my boob to make him feel better, because that always makes him feel better, right? Wrong. My husband got him, you know, he was calming him down because he was he was obnoxious with it. Oh, he was crying and snot was running down his face and tears, and I just thought we had to rush him to the hospital because I'm a mom. My husband had it all under control, but my mother-in-law said something to me that stuck to me. She said, let him be his dad. I was just like, you're right. You're right. I'm gonna let him be his dad. And from then on, I realized that I need to let him be his dad. I need to let him be her dad. Because, like I said, most of the time as women, we just want to take on everything, not realizing that that man is there for a reason. He's not, we are nurturers by nature, of course, but men can be just as caring as we are, and they can solve things just as well as we can. And sometimes we have to just let them be who they are meant to be. They are fathers for a reason. They're a parent just like we are. So that is something that I have recently learned. And you know, even when my daughter was born, I would just fall asleep with her laying on my chest, and you know, some nights I'd be afraid to even get her off of me because I'm like, oh, what if she cries? And I'm like, her daddy right there. If she cries, he can pick her up. Let him be her dad. So that's just the lesson that I had to learn. And you know, for women who are single, I know it's a little tougher. It's not as easy because of the fact that that parent is not there 24/7. But at the same time, you have to do the same thing. Let him be the daddy. We can't raise men. We can't teach them how to be men. And our daughters need to know what it's like to be loved, you know, by a man, especially their fathers. That's going to be their first love. Besides Jesus, that is their first love. That's the first man that they're introduced in their life. So they need to be able to set an example for their little girls to know what they're supposed to expect in a man, excuse me. So, you know, that is my lesson for today. Co-parenting is not just for single women, and it's not for just women who are in a relationship. It's for all women. Learn to get along with each other. If you don't have like a court order in place or something like that, get a plan in place so that you can co-parent with that parent, so that that child can have a better life. All right, that is it. That's all I want to talk about. Let me know how you feel. Comment, subscribe, like.
Hello. I'm out. Peace.